Hey guys, Mark with Magazine Collector here, coming at you with another virtual unboxing video. This one is going to be a little bit of a new one for me. It's got a couple firsts, and I guess we'll just start there. We'll kick it right off. This one is the first time I have ever done a unlimited value submission. So if you're not familiar with how you submit to CGC, they have a few different options. Typically, I always just submit at the lowest tier, which is a $400 max value on any of those issues. They have that. They have that, and then they also have a $1,000 max high value, and then they have what they call their unlimited value tier, which their fees then are based off of the value of the magazine that you submit. I did the unlimited value this time just for a couple reasons. One, I kind of wanted to see how it worked. I wanted to see the turnaround time on it. And then also, of course, the issues that I submitted here are a little bit higher value newsstand ones. And I'll get to those here in just a second. And the primary reason that I did it the way I did it was for, I guess you would call it insurance reasons. I've had two instances in the past where I've submitted to CGC just under the $400 value, and I've got an email from them and say, hey, we damaged your magazine. And at that point, the only recourse we have is the only thing they will do is uh, get you back, pay you back up to the max value that you indicated on the submission. And I've submitted quite a few in the past that probably should be in a little bit higher tier, that I would be upset if that happened, if I could only get $400 back. But with these, I didn't want to chance that because they are a little bit more valuable than that. So, and again, I wanted to see how the unlimited value worked, and we'll see what we get today. So these are two of the higher value issues that I've ever submitted. So a little excited to see the results here and share it with you guys. Um, on this submission, I submitted just two magazines. And with the unlimited value, the way that works is it's 4% of the valuation that you put on the magazine. So what I put a $3,000 valuation on each one of them. I think they actually have a $115 minimum, is why I did this. So, um, and so yeah, I put a $3,000 valuation. So then the recourse that would give me if they would happen to damage one of those is we could get reimbursed up to that point. And again, I think they base it on other comps probably at that point too. But that just having that little bit of extra reassurance was important to me in this case. So each one cost me $108 instead of the standard it's $25 or $27 with just the normal modern. The other thing that the unlimited value also gives you is a faster turnaround time. They advertise a 5-day turnaround time. I'll get into it a little bit here, but my turnaround time was not 5 days. It was a little bit longer, but definitely faster than just the standard submission. Um, so mine, it took 1 day from the time they received my submission until it was in my account under received, and then it took additional 15 days to be graded. So I think the last submission that I had, just the standard tier, was like 60 days possibly. I don't remember for sure. So this unlimited took that down to 15 days. So it's definitely faster, but it didn't hit the 5-day estimate that they have. I think that's just more of a guesstimate, not a guarantee. So, but yeah, 1 day until received, and then an additional 15 days to be graded. With that said, let's go ahead and check these two out. See what we have. Should be knock on wood, 2 hopefully decent submissions here. Number 1. Ooh, that's big. That's big. That is what I was thinking I had here. I was predicting a 9.0 and came back a 9.2. I will definitely take this. Everybody knows this cover. December 10th, 1984, Sports Illustrated, Michael Jordan's Star is Born. This is his first professional cover. And a 9.2 is big. I am happy with that. Okay. That's a relief. This is the one I was really questioning. I had high hopes for this one, and I will take a 9.2. That is awesome. Newsstand issue, of course. You've seen these before in my submissions with the subscription copies with the label removed. I have a lot of those. I've got quite a few on hand to submit yet, and they still bring decent value. It's still a really cool cover. Those subscription issues with the label removed, they look really cool. They just don't have the value that the newsstand does, and these newsstands are just so rare and valuable that that subscription issue is still a piece that a lot of people like to have. So on this one, spine stress lines, small crease the left bottom that breaks color, and light fingerprints the right center of front. Let's take a look at this guy. This is the first Star is Born newsstand I've ever submitted, and I am definitely happy with that. Yes, that is awesome. You can see the spine stress lines there, but what you don't see is the important part, and that is the label right here, or the label residue. Awesome. 9.2. When I was sending this in, I was really hoping for a 9. A 9.2 is even bigger. I will take that. That's a beautiful copy. So this is one of the Mount Rushmore of Sports Illustrated collecting, and this is a pretty high copy. So in 9.2, which what mine is, there is 1 currently. This will make it 2, and there is 13 higher. There's 4 9.4s, 5 9.6s, and 4 9.8s is all that is above this one. So that is big. There's 120 total graded of this issue. Oh, that's a relief. That is a big issue. And again, this is why when I submitted these, I did it on the unlimited value instead of just the standard tier. If I would have submitted this and CGC would have come back and say, hey, we damaged your magazine, here's $400, I would have been a little upset. So again, me valuing those at $3,000 gives me a little bit more room. This valuation, still a 9.2 here, that's way over that $3,000 value, but that gave me a little bit more, less heartburn, I guess you would say. So, and really, when it comes down to it, it's not a whole lot of difference in price. Again, I paid $108. A normal submission, let's say, is $25. So you're paying $75 extra to have that extra peace of mind and the quicker turnaround time. Okay, so I did not look up any valuations on these before making this video. So what I'm going to do is just pull up the spreadsheet that I maintain of all sales. Here we go. So every month, if you're not a member of any of the Facebook groups that I'm part of, I try to update this spreadsheet once a month with all of the different valuations of high value sales from that month. And it's an ongoing list. So started in January of 2024 and has been going for the last 14-15 months. So what you can do is open this spreadsheet and Go down here. This is probably the highest submitted one on this list, or highest recorded, because probably one of the most valuable and most wanted issues. Okay, so what I'm going to do is look for December 10th, 1984. And on this list, any subscription issue is yellow, orange, I guess whatever color this is. The newsstand issues are all white. So what I'm looking for is December 10th, 1984, some of the recent sales. So here you can see 5s and 6s are selling for $1,500 to $2,000. Is there a 9.2 on here? There's an 8.5 that sold for $2,750. That's pretty cheap. Here's a 9.0 that sold for $5,500. Here's a 9.0 that sold for $5,500. 9.6 that sold for $22,000. A 9.0 sold for $6,300 on Heritage. 9.6 sold for $33,000. So that's what I was saying. This is a pretty valuable issue. So yeah, 9.2. So I guess I'm not even going to guess at this point what that's worth, but definitely happy with that. That is exciting. All right. So that's issue number 1. Issue number 2 is, again, one of the more coveted covers. This one is not going to be as high of a grade. If I remember right, it's got a little bit of a spine tear on the top maybe, and a few other blemishes, but it's still a high value newsstand. So let's take a look at number 2. Fingers crossed, knocking on wood. 6. I was hoping to be a little higher than that, but it's a 6. Okay, this obviously is the other very well-known issue. This is Michael Jordan's first cover, again in newsstand. November 28th, 1983. So let's see what they're saying here. Spine stress lines, yes. Okay, so this is what I was saying, the split top of spine. I knew there was a little split up there, and scuffing and creasing back cover breaks color. So let's take a look at this guy. Again, newsstand. So any newsstand copy of both of these magazines that I had here today is going to be valuable. So let's take a look right up here, and you can't see it in the pictures super well, but there is a little break of the spine. The staples on this issue, very common problem, but this one was not terrible. There you can see it's pulled from that staple a little bit, but the staples generally on this one were in very good shape. And as you scroll around, right here, this you can see another very common issue with this issue. Fingerprints. These little white marks that you see here, for whatever reason on this issue, fingerprints in this area are a very big problem. Lots of issues that I've had of this, both newsstand and subscription, have had fingerprints right here. So I'm not sure if there's something different about it that made it more prone to it, but something you see quite often. I did notice they didn't note that on the grader's notes, but I'm sure they took that into account with the grade. The back. Yeah, again, like I said, I knew this was not going to be as high of a grade as my Star is Born copy. But again, any newsstand copy of this you have needs to be graded. It is valuable. So there it is, a 6.0. Let's take a look at the census here. So the 6, there'll be 17 total of them now, and quite a few higher. Looks like 9.6 is the highest on this one. This is a hard issue to get those high grades on, primarily because of those staples pulling. It was a thick issue, and those staples like to pull away from that cover. And every issue I've seen of this, that's the primary problem. Again, I'll take a 6. I'll take any copy of this in newsstand. So very cool. Let me go back to my spreadsheet. I really don't know what a 6 is worth. So this is another very highly one. Okay, here you have November 28th, 1983. That's this one. So newsstand 7 sold for 1,600. Newsstand 7, so that 1,600 is pretty cheap. Newsstand 7 sold for 3,600. A 5.5 sold for 2,500. Yeah, so again, like I was saying, valuable issue. Even in these low grades, it's valuable. So 6.5 sold for 11.25. So I will take that 6 and run with it. Got to go back to my first one more time here and have another look. I love that. That is a big grade on that magazine. So that is probably the most valuable one I've submitted to this point. So I've got a couple other issues coming up that I will probably also do the unlimited value on, that are a couple more big issues. But this is definitely my most expensive issue to this point. So I look forward to getting that guy back, checking it out in person, and seeing what we've got. One other thing that I also did on this magazine submission was, it's the first time I've ever chose to do the high-res imaging. Every submission that you do, you get the standard 2 images here that you see. That's just kind of, I guess, complimentary of CGC service. They give you these 2 issues. But when submitting, you have the ability to choose high-res imaging, which is $5 more. And what they are supposed to do is actually email you high-res pictures of your submissions. And I checked to see if I had an email right before this video, and I did not. So I don't know if maybe it takes them a little bit of time to get that sent out after the grading process is complete, but I'm going to look for that email here in the coming days. I kind of want to see what those high-res images look like, and how much more clear the different flaws are, and things like that. I guess my thought process was, when submitting these for an additional $5 each, I'd like some high-quality pictures of them, maybe for selling purposes, if nothing else. So, because I probably, these 2 will probably come up for sale here. If anybody watching this is interested, reach out. But yeah, so I thought the additional high-res images would be kind of neat. Again, I haven't seen them yet, so I'm not sure exactly what they look like. But yeah, pretty excited about this grade here. So love that one. All right, well, I think that's all I have for you today, guys. Thanks for sticking with me with all my rambling about just 2 issues here. But yeah, very cool. Like all the comments and likes and shares and everything on YouTube. So again, if you have any questions, reach out, and we will catch you with the next video. Thanks. See ya.